Welcome to the only youth news magazine show, Konala Mzansi Bona Retsang. This show is a platform for you to voice your views and opinions on anything that is happening in and around your community.
Yes, PK, and do keep in mind, guys, that this is your show, so please drop us your comments on the stories we cover on our Facebook page, or if you prefer Tweetville, then you can also find us there at Bona Retsang. For more info on the show and the presenters, please do check out our active website, www.bonaretsang.co.za.
Well, we have an informative show lined up for you guys today, so let's not waste any more time and check out today's lineup.
First up, we find out more about the change in the KZN tertiary education system.
Then we hook you up with the entertainment news on Umkosi.
On Stramto, we explore the face of addiction.
Then Bogoman Boba gives us his take of this week's news.
Now that you guys know what to expect from the show today, let's not waste any time and get straight into it. Now, as usual, we kick things off with the big buzz story, and today Mtoba reports on a language issue that might be a concern for future tertiary students.
As Youth Day approaches, we can't help but appreciate what the young people of Mzansi did on June 16, 1976, when they stood up against being taught in Afrikaans. It was a sad day because we lost many young people on that day. However, that day became a turning point in our country's fight against one of man's oppressive systems known as apartheid. 37 years later, South African students at University of KwaZulu-Natal are being forced to pass isiZulu or they do not graduate.
I think broadly it is a good thing for South Africa. A lot of the work we've done on race relations often comes up against the language issue, that it's a barrier between people. It's something that prevents understanding and sympathy between groups. And I think the more people can speak one another's languages, the more they can cross that cultural and racial divide.
The language I'd like to be taught in at school is English, because it's a universal language.
I prefer to be taught English and French because English and French is a worldwide language. Whenever you go, you find people speak English and French.
I would prefer to be taught in English because English is a universal language known by everyone.
University of KwaZulu-Natal aims to have a semester-long course for all its students from 2014 if they want to graduate. The university says that 60% of its students speak isiZulu as a first language and that the course will help bring social cohesion.
And I think this move towards getting people in a university that's in KwaZulu-Natal, where the majority of home language speakers are Zulu, will allow at a social level for people on campus to get to know one another better.
Some of the learners at the university say that they wish they were at least introduced to isiZulu in school before coming across learning a different language at university.
It will obviously be a challenge for some of these students. Learning a language at that late stage is going to be quite difficult, and one could ask why we don't do it earlier on.
My home language would be useful, and I think if it was able, I would say physics. Because in there, that is a hard subject, and it would be very able to understand some more basic things with physics.
There is no subject that I would like to be taught in my home language because I love them all in English.
My home language is Zulu, and I would love to be taught life sciences in isiZulu because I take an interest in knowing all the terms that we are taught in life science in my home language.
Personally, I am actually starting to learn isiXhosa because my fiance is from the Eastern Cape, so for me that's a priority, but I think it depends where you are in the country, probably.
Mtoba Chapi, Bona Retsang.
Thank you so much, MC, for that report. We really want to hear your views on this issue. When a decision is fair for our students. But now let's find out what else has been making news around the world this past week on World What's Up.
38-year-old English soccer star David Beckham announced his retirement from all forms of football. David Beckham, who is known for his right boot that could bend the ball behind any goalkeeper's post, played for Manchester United, Real Madrid, LA Galaxy and PSG in Paris, where he retired. David Beckham played his first game for Manchester United against local side Kaizer Chiefs in 1993.
What I've learned from him is that when you shouldn't always give up. Like, since he first went out of the football field, and then when he had his comeback again, that shows me that you should not give up.
Not only that, he's a hard worker, but he has ambitions in life. He knows what he wants in life, so he didn't only focus on his soccer career.
That being a soccer player is not all, and at any point of your career, it could end. So you should have something to fall back onto.
2 men in Nigeria who are responsible for the deaths of 80 children have been sentenced to 7 years in prison. The 2 men gave children teething medicine that had a substance used in chemicals that cool car engines. A South African feature film known as Shotgun Garfunkel that was shot and completed in 11 days could soon be in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the fastest full-length feature film ever filmed. The film is a comedy about 4 friends in their late 30s who try and relive their glory days in a single night. The current fastest full-length feature film is an Indian film titled Sivapu Mazai.
Wow, hey, completing a whole film in 11 days? That is truly amazing. Now, all the best to the filmmakers, and hopefully they will get that Guinness Book record. Fingers crossed. Now, with UN Peacekeeper Day just around the corner, we thought it would be a good idea to check out a clip about rejoicing freedom done by students who are part of the iSchool Africa project.
I'm originally from the DRC. I came to South Africa with my parents.
I'm scared.
This is me 10 years ago. At the time I came to South Africa, there was a civil unrest in the DRC. So my dad had to make split-second decisions as whether to stay or flee. I was welcomed at a place called Mercy House, where I stay currently, and I've been there ever since. I'm at a top school like in Gauteng, Dominican Convent. I was selected to go to England for the Branson Scholarship Exchange, and I was there for a year. With the attainment of freedom in South Africa, you know, it means so much, not only to the South African citizens, but for me as well as a foreigner. Your doors are open, they're limitless. As you know, your career and your dreams, you can be able to follow them without being abstracted by things such as war and fear. Democracy has ensured that I can have all the opportunities that I've currently had in my life, and more to come, really, for everyone around me, you know, my peers as well, my family, you know, for everyone out there. I've got 4 siblings after me, and they sort of look up to me. I'm like a role model for them, and you know, I would like to keep that image going, and you know, when I'm successful, look back and try and see what needs are there in the community around me.
Thank you so much, Dibaba, for that clip. We are glad to see that through your struggles, you have found hope and happiness right here in Mzansi.
Agreed, PK. Now, I wonder what has been making news in the world of entertainment this past week. So let's head over to Mgosi for the latest dish.
It's that time again for you to get your weekly dose of Umgosi. Music stars Miley Cyrus, Mariah Carey, Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, Madonna, and many more attended the swagged up 2013 Billboard Music Awards this past weekend. The BMAs were hosted by funny man Tracy Morgan, who did an awesome job until he decided that he needed to wear a shocking yellow suit and tried to dance battle Korean singer Psy. Tracy, did you forget that this man came up with the Gangnam Style? Another crazy moment during the awards had to be when R&B singer Miguel was rocking the stage with his track, Dawn. The artist got so excited he tried to jump from one stage to another, and while doing his amazing leap over a group of audience, decided to kick 2 audience members in the head while landing on the other stage. Note to Miguel, stunts wearing kick and babosa shoes are a no-no. Congrats to all the winners. I mean, you all did deserve it, since you all had landed yourself on the Billboard charts. Besides the dance battles and the performance flops, this year's BMAs were a complete thumbs up. Well, that's it for this week's Umgosi.
Yo, Miguel, maybe you should ask Dr. Malinga to teach you how to jump while performing, because that jump was complete fail.
A total thumbs down, Zach. But now let's take a break. When we return, we hook you up with Stamto and Be Media Wise. So see you after this. Welcome back to Bona Retsang. This is a show that keeps you informed on what's happening in and around your world. But now it's time for us to go check out Stamto.
And today we found out more about a drug that is spreading within the youth of Mzansi.
With just one puff, the user gets addicted. This is the latest drug that has hit the streets of Mzansi and is threatening the lives of our youth. Nyawupe, the new face of addiction.
Sometimes I have stress. If I smoke it, I don't feel any stress. All the stress is going away. I feel myself like I'm a normal person anymore.
Nyawupe is a mixture of low-grade heroin mixed with substances like rat poison as well as ARVs. It's usually smoked together with dacha.
It's like if I don't smoke it, it's like my life is going to an end or something.
See, with addiction, it affects all 4 dimensions of their life. Their social lives gets disorganized. It's health problems such as your backache, the headaches, stomach cramps, and also in terms of their finances, because now the more they use, the more money they spend on the drug. Yeah, and also they really start dissociating also. You find that there's problems within the family, there's lies, there's criminal activities, or there's stealing in the house. So obviously that's going to affect the relationship between the parent and the young person.
It's don't pay me that I don't care.
Lebu has been in rehab many times, and like many other Nyawupe addicts, he finds it almost impossible to stop. Lebu has been clean for at least 3 weeks.
Mawusebenza ama-drugs utshela ukuthi uwe umuntu and then akuna muntu angakutshela ukuthi mawusebenza ama-drugs hayi like awuna muntu uzokutshela ukuthi uyenzeni uyazicontrola kahle kahle wena awuna muntu ocontrolayo but when I realized it was not something, it damaged my life, it destroyed my life. Now I'm thinking the way I was even now, so that's why drugs not right. I'm not gonna encourage somebody to say drugs is nice.
Peer pressure plays a major role. The friend says, try this, and the person tries that once. And then because the substance is highly addictive, now they are forced to get the substance on their own, and then they start using by themselves. The drug has just consumed them so much that they end up continuing with the habit.
The time I was using drugs, right now I feel like I'm born again, I'm clean, like I'm not that person what I knew 2002, 2003,
There is treatment for Nyawupe. LM Clinic is one of the drug rehabs. They can come here for a 3 weeks treatment period. This is when they are also detoxed from using the drug. And then we also offer outpatient support through our support groups, which we run once a week.
In the young people, please guys, don't try drugs. Don't try drugs. I'm serious, I'm not joking. Don't try drugs. Drugs is dangerous.